So I said this. Welcome to. Oh wait, first, Happy Blood. Thank you for the 15 months. Warps Man, thank you for the 5 months. Love your board at River. We'll see. Bal, thank you for the 3 months. I've been loving Legion. I hope they both of them sometimes. Yeah, maybe. Damien, thank you for the Prime. Appreciate it, man. Or Wendell, thank you for the 2 months. Hey man, keep up the great works. First stream. Been watching YouTube vids for about a year now. Learned a lot. Thanks again. No problem, man. Thank you. Wait. It's your first stream, but your 2 month sub. Huh. It's weird. I'm also thinking that 7 months as well. Got a love opportunity. Specific, I said you. Okay. So, welcome to a designer notes series, blah, 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 blah. Doctor update. So, in the next mid-chapter update, we'll be changing core elements of the Doctor's gameplay. He's been a polarizing figure since his release, and we felt it was time to revisit his kit with an eye to making it less frustrating to play against him. Straight away, like that's looking at him from one side, devs. They're going insane. Like they're not even trying hard to hide this shit now.
By
the way. Less frustrated to play against him. Oh, I don't even know anymore. We'll keep his core identity as a killer who shocks people with electricity and causes them to go insane, suffering several different kinds of afflictions, hallucinations, some of his abilities, and most of his add-ons will get an update pass. So I'm guessing they're not going to do anything to his add-ons. An update pass probably means not going to bother with, I'm guessing, yeah? We identified a major source of irritation to be his static field. The problem, it's just so funny how they're just talking about it from one perspective of fun. The problem is that the Doctor gets periodic notifications of survivors' locations in his territory. It's not much. He gets it once when they go into Madness 1, and then he gets it once again when they go into Madness 2, and then Madness 3, I think he gets it again, and then they go back to 2, and then back to 3, so it's kind of like that, right? Reveals in his terror radius due to their madness levels increasing passively. It is the lack of action needed on the part of the Doctor to find nearby survivors. Yeah, because finding survivors is definitely the main challenge in this game. This is definitely rank 15, man. Like, it's complete rank 15 mentality. Damn, they found me, now I'm going to get caught. Yeah. Of the Doctor find nearby survivors that make it feel annoying to play against. With that in mind, the update centers around removing static field and replacing it with another ability. The new ability replacing static field is called Static Blast. This is mapped to the active ability button. After charging the ability for a short duration, don't know how long yet. It could be like 5 seconds, it adds up, man. It releases a blast of static electricity throughout the Doctor's entire terror radius, so just his terror radius. Just that once. Any survivors caught in the effect are shocked, causing them to scream and acquire an amount of madness. So they get just an amount. We don't know how much the amount is, but they get an amount. By saying an amount, obviously it won't be enough to tier up, because they just say they'd go up to a tier level. Amount of madness. If their madness level increases, they also reveal their location to the Doctor as usual, right? So just a weaker kind of normal when you're just holding out treatment in that sense, maybe. Yeah, definitely weaker over time, because the passive of being like that will obviously give way more madness than doing that every now and again. But they did do something good, I heard, maybe. I guess we'll see. Saying that he's 115, he didn't go lower than that, but I guess we'll see. Oh, wait, where are we? Okay, I need to go down. Oops. Oh, wait, I can just scroll down, right? Where are you?
Yeah, scroll.
So I need to keep it like here-ish. Okay. Where? Okay. While charging Static Blast, the charge's movement is significantly. Oof, significantly? Okay, well that's big then, right? Because moderately is like 5%. So I'm guessing significantly is literally like 100%, maybe 90. Like this is what it goes down to. Significantly is a big word for them, because slightly is literally putting a 115% killer to 110. Myers has a slightly affects movement speed, and he goes into 110 killer with a slightly reduced one. So I don't know. It says significantly at the moment. The ability has a long cooldown as well. The idea behind the design of Static Blast is to make it powerful as a location tool, but very difficult to use while in a chase, hence the limitations on its use. Whenever was his old one powerful to use in chase? The fuck? I don't get that. As Shock Therapy and Static Blast are now linked to separate inputs, we remove the different treatment and punishment stances to improve the gameplay flow, that's good. It's quicker. The Doctor's base movement speed is still 4.6 regular movement speed, yep. But he can now use Shock Therapy more easily as he doesn't have to switch stances to gain access to it. So we've added a brief pause to Shock Therapy before he can attack. Oh, what? It was good until they said they've added a brief pause. Why? Like, they add variables which make it so it's impossible to do things. Hopefully that variable isn't too big of a pause, I guess. It says brief. They're so, like, not specific of what they talk about. A brief pause after using shock. Oh, shit. It's after it. So you hit them with it, and then you're stuck for a bit, and then you have to walk again. Youch. Guess we'll see what that's like. Cat's going crazy. I'm still very like this. Yeah, but you have to be neutral. Someone has to.
How can you be neutral?
Do you know Amy? I said someone has to be neutral. Even though I'm apparently a killer man. Could you imagine if I said these ideas? Like, say if I were a survivor and I said these ideas, how kind of like, what the hell are you on about, Drew? Let's see. One last thing we've addressed is the frustration of using snap out of it to drop out. It's so funny. It's so rank 15 survivor. The frustration of snap out of it to drop from madness level 3 to madness level 2 after the update. Missing a skill check during snap out of it will cost the player 25% of their progress instead of resetting it entirely. So a bit of a nerf to it. Also, if they stop the interaction before it's complete, they will not lose their progress. Oof, yeah, that's definitely a bit of a nerf to snap out of it. Okay, well that's the new Doctor. I guess we'll see what happens with that. Being paused after he shocks, is that not going to make it unusable? I don't know. I guess we'll see. It depends how big the pause is, I guess. All right, here we go. Hex Ruin. Jeremy Diaz, thank you for the 10 months. They are ruining. Dude, I said they're going crazy. I love that they're saying everything to do with Doctor's rework, all about the fun of the survivor. And what were I saying? They're aiming for rank 15s to be able to play survivor and have fun. Balance it around fun. It's literally, this couldn't be like any more perfect for what I've just been talking about. Okay, so I didn't read this Ruin thing. I just heard that it's changing, and I mean, gen speed's still insanely quick. So the upcoming mid-chapter update will also include a major overhaul to Hex Ruin and an associated update to the Gatekeeper emblem. Recent data shows that Hex Ruin is used over 80% of the games in red ranks. I wonder why. And across the entire user base, it appears about 40% of all games. Yeah, for people who don't even know the game, they still use it because people tell them to. At red rank, yeah, they might not even have it as well. At red ranks, people know the game. It's probably a reason why they're using it. We took a close look at the perk to identify what makes it so frustrating to play against. It's saying against again. What the hell is going on? Like, does this person who's writing this want to sound any more survivor biased? He's not. He hasn't said anything regarding the killer. Like, what's unfun for the killer? What the hell? This is fucking funny. Okay, so 3 key issues were identified. It's punishment of new players, yeah, or those who can't hit great skill checks. Newer players trying to help veterans. You do realize, person writing this, that it's a hex perk, and the whole idea of it is if people can't do the skill checks and find it difficult, they have to waste time looking for the hex perk, thus plaster fixing the bad gens. No, you don't understand that, got you. Newer players trying to help veterans with generator repairs tend to make the situation worse rather than better. So survivor friends, basically, with the D-ranked people they're playing with. The passive nature of the gameplay pressure it provides means that there's a huge amount of potential with very little effort or risk on behalf of the killer. This guy sounds so biased, it's insane. It's so insane. So because they have to hit skill checks, which requires skill or effort.
Skill checks?
Yeah, it requires effort to do that. That's actually a problem. But because the killer has the perk out there and it's actually giving him something where he doesn't have to do something for it, he has to juggle 4 people, but let's forget about all that. It's a problem because there's no skill towards the killer. So you take away the difficulty of it from Survivor, and then you say it's because the killer didn't have as much skill. What the hell? This is like so biased, it's insane. This is like listening to a Survivor meme. This is like looking at a Reddit thread by a Survivor meme. Like, it's crazy. Like, just the wording. Like, I don't know what he's going to say, like, further on, but, dude, this is kind of frustrating a bit. It's really, really, yeah, it's crazy. I can't believe he's saying, like, very little effort or risk on off the killer. Like, the killer is so, like, you have to do so much. Anyway, it's inconsistent. It's inconsistency due to the random nature of the appearance intervals of skill checks. I agree with that. It is very inconsistent. You could make it where after X %, it always gets a skill check. You could do that, but I don't think that's what you're going to do. Mr. Mesmer, thank you for the Prime. Jeremy Diaz said that for the 10-month. Pound of flesh with the zigs. Confirmed from the clean from behavior following new ruin. Regression is considered as if from a kick. So you cannot kick a gen when ruin is active. Okay. This does mean no pop goes the weasel when ruin is up. Wow. This also explains why the hag trailer went poof. Wait, what? Oh, because of the Hex Ruin thing. Interesting. Numskull, thank you for gifting Saggy Balls. Appreciate it, man. Okay, so we also looked carefully to see how it functions as a part of Killer's loadout. Beyond the obvious desire to slow down generator repair, Hex Ruin functions as one of the very few perks effective as slowing... Functions as one of the very few perks effective as slowing generator repair in the last couple of minutes of the trial. Wait. What? Hex Ruin functions as one of the very few perks effective as slowing generator repair in the last couple of minutes of the trial. This is important to Killer's rankings because the Gatekeeper emblem highly rewards keeping as many of the 7 generators incomplete as they can for as long as possible. What?
Last. You said last.
Oh. That's why we're confused. Wait. Oh yeah, first. Why did I say last? Whoops. The first couple of minutes on the trial. Yeah, that's true. That's true. The first couple of minutes are actually very important. They slow everything down, you know, like the first couple of minutes are very important. Yeah, I was so confused at that last then. I was literally just not reading right. Bring in Darukas, thank you for the 50 bits. Dwelf YouTube vids are great, thank you, man. Don't chase Dwelf, man. I actually do, because it's fun for me to get chased. Because Hex Ruin is one of the few tools a killer has for getting an iridescent Gatekeeper emblem. Right. The update needed to respect that. Just a straight up nerf without considering the consequences for the emblem wouldn't be a good plan. So before getting into the Hex Ruin change, let's go over the Gatekeeper emblem. So they're making Gatekeeper easier. I haven't read it yet, but they're making Gatekeeper easier. Oh, wait, I need to make this, like, go down now or something. There we go. Yeah, perfect. They're making Gatekeeper emblem easier. I don't know, this just seems like a really bad domino thing. Like, even if you make Gatekeeper easier to get, which, you know, it were a badly designed part of the emblem, it still doesn't mean you won't be able to get enough chasers for Chaser and Devout and all these things. Like, it's still going to snowball. Just touching Gatekeeper ain't going to do much. It will for rank 15s because the pip system's a lot lower. So you don't need as much. Past Self, thank you for the 5 months. Love you, True. Enjoy New Ruin. I could say things. Okay, let's read. Currently, Gatekeeper's underlining points are scored as a number of points per generator remaining to be repaired, multiplied by which minute the match is in. Additional points are scored for the remaining generators at the end of the trial. This provides much less of a reward to a killer who loses 3 gens quickly, but then Douglas keeps the last few up until the end of the match. Yeah, very badly designed. The new Gatekeeper is similar. 1 point... simpler. 1 point is scored per generator remaining to be repaired per minute for the first 9 minutes. At the end of the trial, if both exit gates remain closed, additional points are scored. With less focus on keeping 7 generators up, we can move on and change Hex Ruin without making it significantly harder for killers to do well at Gatekeeper. Right, so as I said, you're attacking, the Gatekeeper, you're changing Gatekeeper, but that doesn't change all the other emblems which will be affected by it, and it doesn't change how gameplay will be affected. And gameplay is the most important thing because that's the fun you have. If you have 5-minute games, dude, the games are going to be so bad. They're going to be so much slower. I guess we'll see what the new Ruin is though. But yeah, Gatekeeper needed looking into. I don't think Ruin needed... I can't believe Ruin... Dude, I can't believe Ruin's gone. Like, we were saying it needs, like, some changes, like, some buffs or whatever, so the Ruin doesn't go down instantly. They've literally... I haven't read it still, but it's out of nowhere again. They didn't even mention it. It's just out of nowhere. And I bet it's, like, going to be very soon as well, like, in a day or two. Yeah, tomorrow. I fucking knew it. I told you. Like, they did that last time with... who did they do that? They did it with Freddy, didn't they? Freddy was like, oh, by the way, we're nerfing 2 things from Freddy, and it's live tomorrow. Angry Alpaca, thank you for the 3 months. Appreciate it, man. All right, so let's see. So, the new Hex Ruin is simple. All generators are affected by Ruin. If a generator is not being worked on, it regresses at 2 times the normal regression rate. So, still half as slow as survivors doing it. So if a survivor's on a gen for 4 seconds, it'll regress 2 seconds in that same time, right? Because at the moment, regression is 4 times slower, I believe, right? Am I right? Or is it half slower? I can't remember. I think it's 4 times slower. So if a survivor does a gen for 2 seconds, it takes you 8 seconds for it to regress. So with this, it would take 4 seconds to regress. So a survivor on something for 2 seconds would take 4 seconds, 20 seconds would take 40 seconds, etc., right? So it's still kind of shit. Right, so they regress if they're not being worked on. Let's think. It's a hex as well, isn't it? It's okay. I mean, it'd be nice if this was just like a different perk, to be honest. The hex effect persists as long as the related hex totem is standing. Yeah, so it's a totem still, and they're probably not fixing totem spawns, and you might spawn on a totem anyway. I guess that wouldn't really change much though, right? This version of the perk has many benefits. Oh yeah? Survivors who are working on generators are unaffected as the perk benefits to survivors.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
We have a perk for the killer that benefits the survivors.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's the first thing they said. Survivors who are working on the generators are unaffected as the perk no longer affects skill checks. Hey, you don't need to do any hard skill checks, man. But the killer, it was too unskillful for the killer. But, it was too hard for new survivors. It is kind of crazy. Killers must be active in pushing survivors off generators to get value from it. Yep, so killers need to work harder to get value from it. Pressure, you bloody gem pressure. Here's another 12,000 square meter map. Hey, how you doing? It is less useful in the early game, but very useful in late game. Right. Survivors now have a more interesting choice about when it is necessary to find and cleanse. Oh, okay, yeah. So pretty much all about survivors, right? Killer should work harder. Survivors have more fun when they knew. They don't have to go for hard skill checks. And also they can choose when to go for Hex Totem whenever they please. The changes outlined above, along with Aleri's Memorial Institute rework, which was the second best map apparently, for Killers, which is getting reworked. Apparently it was the second best from their data, which I think their data was a bit weird anyway, but weird that from their data that were the one they were choosing. As stated for the mid-chapter update, and will be available to test on the player test build starting tomorrow, which I said it would be soon. Please be sure to let us know what you think once you've had a chance to try them out. Well, I'll definitely always try them out and always keep an open mind. I just really dislike the wording, personally. I think it sounds insanely biased the way it's worded, which I was talking about before. Like, it literally starts off saying, where is it? Yeah, we've identified a major source of irritation for Survivor. It less frustrating to play against him. Like, the wording's the thing what's like more annoying than anything, because it's very blatant that that's biased wording, personally. But I guess we'll see, guys. I guess we'll see. So Doctor should be more fun to go against, even though what's some fun about? Oh, rank 15s. And Ruin won't be as difficult. And it'll probably have way less impact and is still a hex. So there you go. There you go, guys. Pretty much what I've been saying. This is the year where they could really go off the rails. They, I don't know. I don't know. What are you guys saying? Just going to run NOED or Corrupt instead. I hate NOED, man. I hate it because you don't have to learn the game. Jakey Park, thank you for the 8 months. Take the Hex part away and it will be a bit less terrible. I don't think people realize how much Hex Ruin does. They will, but I don't think they realize. Well, devs definitely don't.
It was not that hard to find a totem.
No, it wasn't.
And cleanse it if you can't get through it. It's not that hard.
It's insane. It's actually kind of funny. I've literally predicted this once again. Like, I'm. when is the nerfing to killer gonna stop? They're already dead. Holy shit! They got rid of like the strongest killers, Nurse and Spirit, and they just can't stop. They just keep going at it. Stop looking at rank 15s. Like, they're gonna get better at the game, and then what's gonna happen? They're just gonna dominate. And everyone's going to be waiting like 50 minutes for a game. And then you've killed the game. And then what? You're going to be like, oh, sorry, we're going to buff kill it. You've already fucked it. Everyone's gone. Everyone's just going to be Survivor mains, man. Like, seriously. The real power role. The fun role. You know, we balance for fun. Survivor fun. That's the in brackets that they miss, you miss. Balance for Survivor fun. Oh no, balance for Survivor fun. The gem regress will no one working on it. Yeah, the gem regresses when no one's working on it, and it regresses. Let's say if you were on a gem for 50 seconds and then you walk away from that gem, the killer needs to chase you for 100 seconds for that gen to go all the way down to 0. But if a killer's chasing you for 100 seconds, everyone else is going to be on 3 gens with no ruin. And they're going to go fucking flying. And they're going to go flying. Like, could be like 3 gens in that one chase if it's smart survivors. And you're not going to miss. Like, there's no like hard skill check anymore. So it's just like... That's funny. I think I've got that right. I think it's 1/4 a normal kick. And this says 2 times a normal kick. So that'd be half. So it's 2 times longer to regress. Every game. Like I don't get how, like they say, where was it? They say like 80%. There it is. This. How can you say recent data shows that Hex Ruin is used in over 80%, by the way? It could be 89 knowing these guys. Because they're never really completely transparent in what they're saying. They're saying that Hex Ruin is using over 80%, so more than 80% of red rank games, you know, the people who actually understand the game the most. And they're not understanding, like, maybe it's because the gens are too quick, so they need a big slow down thing. God. Well, there you go anyway. That's my reaction to it. Dak Grep, thank you for the $5. Don't spoil this Rune nerf, but I think they're doing it so they don't scare off new players. They're doing everything for the new players. Everything. I've said that before, 100%. It's rank 15. If you just think, before you read something, what the devs are going to change, this is designed for the fun of people who are new to the game, rank 15-ish. You know, they're new-ish, they've got used to the game-ish, rank 15. They jump in, they have a little mess around, and then, you know, they forget about it, and then they jump in. If you think that, and then you read what they say, it's like, it all just fits. It all just fits. Happy Blood thing of the $5. 2020, the year of Survivor. To be honest, it's always been. It has always been. The only time they've really had, you know, the non-power role was Nurse and Spirit, and they were always complained about. Oh, this is going to be unfun. One sec, babe. Keys aren't frustrated to go against. Yeah, Keys, by the way, devs, you just said the killer doesn't really need to do anything. Do you think the survivor needs to do something with a key? You can literally escape by doing no gens with a key. What about the hatch? Just the hatch in general, you can escape without any items or perks. And no gens if you're the last survivor alive without doing anything. Is that fine though? Like, they contradict. It's very contradictory, right? Or hypocritical, I should say, actually. Hypocritical. Focusing on, the killer doesn't need to do much with this. You've got hatches, which just appear. Like,
it's just given to you.
oh my god. Howard D, thinking the 10 bits. It's girlfriend. Appreciate it, man. Captain Kill, thinking of the 9 months. Deo, thinking of the 100 bits. Dalton for the 10 bits. 16. Camaro, think of the 100 bits as well. When you have a game where 80% of composure in a survivor and 20% killer, you're going to favour the 8% as company for money. If you get rid of 1 killer, that's 4 people who need to wait longer. You get rid of 2 killers, that's 8 people who need to wait longer. You get rid of 1 survivor, that's... what is that? You could still get into a game really quick. So actually, you need to watch out. Getting rid of the killers will hurt the game way quicker than getting rid of survivors. Both will obviously hurt the game, but killer will be easily more noticeable. Jakey Park, think of the 8 months. Take the Hex Power away. Dylan for the 100 bits. CM Holly. Angry Alpaca for the 3 months. Pastel for 5 months. Bring the Ruckus for 50 bits. Dak Grape, Filling Tremors plus New Ruin. I don't know, man. I don't know. Rough. Anyway, gonna call it a sesh, guys. I guess I can just keep on this screen. Why not? I'll put this on YouTube though. I'm gonna call it Rune has been. I'm gonna put ha 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 ha. I'm gonna put reaction and discussion. I was literally gonna put ha 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 ha, but I'm not gonna. This is the worst batch, dude. Anyway, Crev Hunter, thank you for the 25 bits. Gab, thank you for the Prime as well. Thank you, man. Dude, I feel like I'm like shell shocked or something. I can't believe we're always talking about, dude, what the fuck? Oh my god, we're always talking about like what can we do to make it so Ruin doesn't go instantly, because when Ruin stays a while it's actually an interesting game, and then they throw this proper curveball. It's gonna be so rough. Oh, it's gonna be so rough. How quick are the games gonna be, man?
But the thing is, if more killers are gonna go to Survivor now, the survivors are gonna wait
That's what I'm saying.
No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah.
Fun games.
Like if 10 killers go, that's 40 survivors who need to wait longer. 100, 400. You know, like that adds up.
It's like DBD is the only game I've seen where you don't have to learn anything to play because it's just given to you. You don't have to learn anything. Skill checks. No, real skill checks. Like it's just stupid.
This is already getting them to change slugging. Yeah.
It's just getting worse and worse.
Yeah, Billy OP. Siren, thank you for the 5 months. Woot, 5 months, thank you, man. Dude, I can't believe how right. Like I said, this is the year. This is the year they even need to like do a complete U-turn and realize what they're doing is silly, or they're gonna destroy the game. They've gone really crazy. Gotta be forced to run nowhere. No.
As someone said, just do the title "How to Ruin a Game."
Don't forget Owen's nerfs. Yeah, I know, man. Dude, how they've worded it is so bad. You should not be that biased as the devs. Dude, this is so biased. I can't believe it. They haven't mentioned once about the Doctor having fun as playing Doctor. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. You should not mean that like stock how he is. Well, get ready for your stunned while using your shock. But you get stunned while you use your shock. This is so funny. Oh, fucking hell. Well, I mean, you know, silver lining, rank 15s will probably have more fun, you know, versus killers who don't know what they're doing while they don't know what they're doing. You know, if you don't know what you're doing, you'll have fun. Which I guess is what they're balancing it for. You know, the people who don't know what they're doing can have fun. I don't know. I guess we'll see on the PTB, man. Like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like the new Ruin will have any. It won't have as much of an effect. Personally, I don't think so. You're not going to be able to push every survivor off every gen, so there's always going to be a gen being worked on. There's always going to be a gen worked on. Or proven wrong, yeah. Just the way they've worded it feels like we're not going to be there. You've already, you feel like it's already fun when neither side has any idea it's spooky and scary still. Yeah. Farming games are with a norm. We've already tested Killer Out Ruin, it's not fun. You have to slug. Yeah, you have to slug. It's going to be so quick. But like, I don't know how we are I don't know why I'm so shocked. They had an update once where you could flashlight. By the way, dude, it's so biased. I can't believe I get called like Killer Main and I'm biased towards killers and shit, and then we see stuff like this. Like, can you not remember? Like, he's saying the Ruin required no skill for killer, right? What about when they wanted to change it, where you had to have 0 effort in timing the flashlight save or pallet save? There were an update where you flashlighted the killer at any time during the pickup animation and it 100% would always work. Or you could put a pallet down on a killer as he's picking someone up and you could be half the map away because of the animation, and then it'd go, ooh, what about that? If you want it to be skill-based, like, why would you even have that? Thing is, if everyone, someone run Ruin, someone else slow the game down because the game's speed. No, there's nothing what can slow the gens down like Ruin. The only thing you can do is slug. It's literally like, I guess, corrupt intervention. It's gonna be a rough one. It's gonna be a rough one. Some of the most fun games I had as Survivor and Killer have been Ruin up all game. It's just been multiple chases and yeah, long games basically. But as I said, this change isn't for good players. It's for bad players. Everyone knows slugging is a thing here. I don't know why all of a sudden people say that Hex is doing this unique, unknown slugging thing. It's really weird. Nayu, thank you for the $1. What is it? What is the slugging build, by the way? Is it knockout? What is it? Knockout, infectious fright, monitoring abuse and ruin or something, or something like that. Like fucking yeah, everyone fucking does it. I do it. The new changes are bad. I'm a survivor main, but I do know the pain of going against good survivors. It's literally the first build that I did with Orne, FYI. So, you know, it's my build, I guess. What a fucking unique build. And Norse Chira, thank you for the 10 bits. Appreciate it, man. This game is going to be less fun and more fun of killers having a hard time and slugging face camping. Yeah, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see, man. Deerstock, yeah, it's not. I know it. Like we've done it. It's not an unknown thing that slugging can be very powerful. It just doesn't really give you pips. Anyway, I'm gonna finish, guys. I'm gonna get something to eat, etc., etc. This will be up on YouTube though. The reaction, I'll probably put it up before I get something to eat, etc. Because people do like to see, you know, my reaction and things. I guess, even though I'm kind of chill. I am also very passionate, so I guess I've got that fire side. Whatever. Thank you for all the tips, all the bits, all the subs, and the follows. If you did enjoy my first follow, I am live every single day. Tomorrow we'll be checking out this new Ruin. Dude, the survivors I go against, they're gonna have such a cakewalk with this shit. And me as survivor, like, it's gonna work both ways. Well, we're gonna get a lot of 5-gen chasers, I have a feeling. If a killer goes after me, I'm pretty sure. Fucking hell. Exclamation mark YouTube. Go over there and subscribe. All the highlights from today will be up there. Exclamation mark Twitter. Go to Twitter to... oh, I need to make a new scene for that. Just thinking of other things. Go to Twitter to... I mean, check out my Twitter. DMs are open as well. And exclamation mark Insta. I'm currently working out. Instagram is the place to go to see, you know, the body progress, body goals, all that kind of stuff, working out stuff. Yeah, go over there and check that out. All right, guys, I wish I could stay here and laugh about this longer, but I need to get something to eat. But yeah, we'll see it tomorrow. You know, I'll always keep open-minded-ish. Just the way he's worded it has made me less open-minded than I usually would be. I really dislike how it's worded. It's literally just Survivor man. He's talking to me. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, guys, and let's see what this is all about. Love you. I love you. Okay, now I need to say I put mute accidentally. I was supposed to change scene. All right, see you guys.